welcome to the Wild Gut Project. My name is Carrie, and as you can see, I'm not alone today. I've got lovely Jenna with me, who's a registered dietitian, and she's specialised in FODMAPs, and she's been working with me to make some lovely meal plans for the Tame Your Gut bundle in the Your Wild Gut Project membership site. I've just launched today. If you're watching this, it's live.
Yeah.
So she's definitely someone you should know about. She has a lovely Instagram, and you give really, really helpful advice actually on your descriptions of your photos. That was kind of why I messaged you in the first place.
Thank you. That's very kind, Carrie.
So yeah, I thought it would be nice for us to have a chat because not only are you trained in FODMAPs, you're also someone who's done it yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I definitely have. I guess that's one of the reasons why I'm so interested in it, because I've seen personally the impact that it's had on my life as well as lots of other people that I've worked with. So yeah, it's an amazing diet that has the ability to really transform, I guess, your now I can't think of what I was
like
going to
quality
say.
of life.
Yeah, definitely quality of life. And as we know, the low FODMAP diet, has the ability to positively benefit 75% of people who go on it. So there's a pretty significant chance that see an improvement. Well, 75% of people see an improvement anyway.
And like there aren't really any other options, so I'm so glad.
Yeah. We're very lucky to have had Monash look into this diet and to work out what FODMAPs actually even are.
It's not all in our heads.
Yeah, that's definitely a big one.
So was
you
it?
start to think that.
So I was going to ask, was it actually kind of your own personal experience that led you to specialise in FODMAPs, or were there other things that inspired you?
Yeah, so probably being diagnosed with IBS myself was what really sparked my interest in it. After my diagnosis, I really just wanted to know everything that there was to know about IBS. So I did a lot of research, I watched a lot of webinars, I read everything I possibly could. I spoke to heaps of people about it, because I knew that when I studied at uni and learnt about it like 7 years ago, that the research would have dramatically, exponentially grown since then. So I just wanted to make it my mission to kind of learn everything so that I could take myself through the diet. But once I'd done that and seen the impact that it had, I just really wanted to kind of share that with other people out there so that they didn't feel kind of alone going through it themselves.
A lot of people watching this are going to be vegan, so I was wondering if you had any kind of specific advice you'd give to vegans starting out on the low FODMAP diet.
Yeah, so I guess generally I would always recommend anyone, whether they're vegan or not, getting the support of a FODMAP trained dietitian. So obviously it's a very specialised area, so making sure that the person that you choose has done extra study and does know about the low FODMAP diet. But then in addition to that, you'd want them to know as well about vegan eating so that they can tailor their advice specifically for you. I think as well, buying the Monash app is really great. It's got everything up to date. It's all on your phone. You carry your phone around with you everywhere anyway, so when you go to the supermarket you can just check things out, just make sure if it's low FODMAP and what quantities. So it's a worthwhile investment. It is a bit expensive, but it's literally worth its weight in gold. Highly recommend.
It's like a book that keeps updating, so
that's exactly it. Your subscription is valid kind of for life, so every time they find more things out or they do more research, you're updated with that, so it's great. If you don't have a smartphone though, you can buy the Monash handbook. So it looks like, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, someone messaged me the other day saying they've been trying to avoid getting a smartphone, so they're a bit stuck, but this is like a really good option.
Definitely. Obviously, the downfall is it's not going to be they're not going to send you another handbook every single time a new food is added, but you could, update it yourself whenever you feel the need to, if you wanted more up-to-date info. I think another really important point is to know what you're going to eat during the week. And I think eating low FODMAP and vegan is a bit of a challenge. So I think, Carrie, you've made it really easy for lots of people because you've got all of these awesome recipes that are low FODMAP and that are vegan. So kind of it's stepped out there for you. It's perfect. So I think knowing what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat it, make a shopping list, take it to the shops, stock up your fridge and pantry so that there's lots of low FODMAP vegan things there. Because when I first decided, all right, I'm going to do this low FODMAP thing, I was just like, all right, I'm starting today. And I hadn't gone to the grocery shop, I hadn't made a list, and I looked in my cupboard and I was like, oh, okay, so what am I going to have for a snack today? And I was looking around, I was like, oh, there's all this high FODMAP fruit, there's all this high FODMAP vegetables. Oh, maybe I'll just have some rice crackers. And I was like, this is not not going to work at all. So I think definitely being prepared, knowing what you're going to have, when you're going to have it, and make sure you're fully stocked up with everything is very, very important. And like I said, you've made that very easy for people. With all your lists and your ingredients and everything all kind of stepped out. I think another really important thing, and not just specifically for vegans but anyone low FODMAP, is to give yourself enough time to be able to plan out your meals. So give yourself the half an hour or the hour that you might need to make yourself a good low FODMAP vegan meal, so that you might then have leftovers for the next day.
Which is good.
Yeah, very, very good. Obviously, sometimes you don't have time to make a big extravagant meal, but even if you've got things frozen in the freezer that you can just take out and defrost, or you have some go-to low FODMAP vegan foods that are like, maybe take you 10 minutes just to whip up quickly. I think having just all those resources around you and knowing what the different options are is important. I think another really important step, and not specifically for vegan but just for people going low FODMAP, is don't be too hard on yourself. This diet is like a massive learning curve for everyone that partakes in it. You can't know absolutely everything right now when you're starting on the diet. Even me going through all my training, I didn't know everything that I needed to know when I started. So having a program like yours, Carrie, is going to give people most of the information, if not all, that they need. But you will always learn. You will always learn, and you will always go through and maybe accidentally have high FODMAP foods, and then you'll be kicking yourself that you did it, and then you'll be worrying that you're going to get symptoms. So try and not get too stressed about these things, because we know that stress can make our symptoms worse. So if you, what I call FODMAP yourself, just take a deep breath, just move on for it. We'll just plan the next meal to be low FODMAP, and don't be too hard on yourself, because it is a challenge, and it's just something that you just have to take with a grain of salt, and take each day as it comes.
Like, it's not a reason to give up, I guess, because I mean, even if I got FODMAP'd, like, I don't know, once a month or something, that's a lot less than before I started this low FODMAP journey, so it's still much better.
That's exactly it. And you're learning too, like, if you say, for example, had some onion and your symptoms had previously been really good, and the onion was the only higher FODMAP thing that you had, then you might know, all right, well, maybe onion may be a trigger for me. And when you get to the re-challenge phase, then you might start it out with a smaller portion of that, see how you go with it. So you can learn from everything, but try not to be too hard on yourself. It is just yeah, it is a process to get there, and I think that's why having the support of a dietitian and a community like your Wild Gut project is really great.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, so obviously we're talking about grocery lists, planning your meals. Are there any,
Yeah.
I've said 5 foods, but I know picking 5 foods is really hard. So are you just foods that always feature on your grocery list that are obviously vegan and
Yeah.
low FODMAP and just really nutritious?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think soy products are really great. So things like tofu, tempeh, soy protein milk is a great one. So soy milk that's made from beans is going to be high FODMAP, but soy protein milk is going to be low FODMAP. So that's obviously a really great vegan milk alternative. It's going to be, yeah, high in the protein as well. So yeah, those soy based ones are always on my shopping list. I always have them on there. I love tofu, so I eat that all the time. Nuts and seeds, obviously there are some that are going to be higher FODMAP. So the Monash app is going to be your best friend there, working out which ones you can have and how much of it. But I love nut butters, so I love peanut butter. It's one of my favourites. I have that on my shopping list all the time. Yeah. So yeah, 2 tablespoons is low FODMAP, so it's quite a good amount. You can make a satay with it, or you can have it on toast, or you can just have it as a snack.
Off the spoon.
Yeah, yes, I do that too. So yeah, peanut butter, I love that. So whole grains, so we know obviously wheat is going to be higher FODMAP. So whole grains like quinoa is great, high protein. Rice is also a really good one there. It's very low FODMAP. So they're on my list most of the time as well. Or actually I buy them in like a really massive bag. So they're not on my list all the time, but they're always stocked up in my cupboard. So another really good one is like legumes, so chickpeas and lentils. I love them. They're always stocked up. So chickpeas are low FODMAP at half a cup, and lentils at a quarter of a cup. So it's not a great deal with the lentils, but you can sprinkle some through if you're making some sort of casserole or a soup or whatever, and it just gives it a bit of extra protein. We know a lot of the legumes are obviously higher FODMAP, so a lot of the bean mixes and like the 4 beans and all of those tend to be a bit higher FODMAP, but yeah, chickpeas are a really great one, and half a cup is quite a good amount. So I love roasting up chickpeas and having them as a snack, or like tossing them through a salad, or making them into a stew or a soup. They're just really good. And obviously fruits and veggies are really nourishing. There are so many of them that you can have, but I love potato because it's low FODMAP and you can kind of bulk out heaps of your meals with potato. I love sweet potato too, but you can only have half a cup when you're doing a low FODMAP diet. So two of my favourites. They're really nourishing foods to have, so I don't think you can go wrong putting those in your shopping cart, unless of course you can't have soy for another reason, which some people, and obviously don't eat peanut butter if you are anaphylaxis to nuts, but other than
a lot worse than IBS.
Yeah, obviously I don't want you to eat those foods if you can't, but generally if you don't have any intolerances and it's just low FODMAP and IBS, then yeah, there's some good vegan low FODMAP options.
And then what would your favourite recipes be to make from that? That's another hard question. How do you choose?
It is a hard question, I know. And I'm one of those dietitians that, well, a lot of dietitians, or most, or if not all, absolutely love food and find it really hard to choose one thing. But I really like the Buddha bowls where you just kind of have a bit of everything.
So what are you choosing?
No, it's not choosing at all.
Just have a bit of everything.
Yeah. So I might cook up some quinoa and put some tofu on the top with a bit of satay sauce and some edamame beans and pickled vegetables, and yeah, just a little bit of everything in a bowl is just like my happy bliss place. I also love like rice paper rolls though, and like vegetarian like tofu sushi rolls and that type of thing. But I really find it hard to choose one thing. Like I could literally rattle off about 100 meals that I absolutely love that include those foods, but I'll just leave it with those three.
I think those are good ones. And they're varied, they're varied. You can put lots of different things in depending what you have.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's a really important point too, is that yeah, with I guess these foods and thinking low FODMAP, you can experiment a bit too. Like you can put all these different low FODMAP things together, make up a salad or make up a stir fry, and yeah, just enjoy the process of eating with different foods and different ingredients that you might not have really tried in the past. I know for me, I've tried so many different things and different ingredients that I would not have normally chosen because I didn't like kind of have to broaden my horizons. So yeah, I guess use this low FODMAP journey to try different things and experience different flavors and combinations of food as well.
Yeah, it's the thing. Whenever there are limits in place, it's like suddenly you have to get way more creative. Like in anything, like if I don't know, if you're an artist and you're just using like one media, you really have to think like more creatively to make it interesting. The same with food.
Yeah.
We get presented with big lists of things we can eat, so there's things on there we wouldn't have had anyway. So yeah. It's not all doom and gloom.
And I think that's exactly it. And as you said, we often think about maybe all the things that we can't have, whereas try and focus on all the things that you can have, and try and think of it as a new way to broaden your horizons and to experience different things.
Okay, so I think this video is probably going to be long enough in terms of how long it'll take to import, but it's been really, really nice to talk with you. Obviously, we've been talking a bit more, and this is our second time recording, so I messed up the sound.
No, it was lovely to speak with you too, Carrie, and well done on everything that you're doing with the low FODMAP and vegan field. You're doing an awesome job.
Oh, thank you.
That's okay.
So for people watching, if you are interested in the membership program, I'll link it below. And if you want a list of things you can eat, there's also a link to the meal maker guide, which has lots of vegan low FODMAP ingredients you can eat. Definitely. I'll also obviously be linking Jenna's your Instagram and your website, so you can check her out and follow, because you really should.
Thank you.
And I'll see. I don't know who I'm going to see people next week. I'll probably see you at some point soon. See you soon on the next video next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.